Hello guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy, crazy world. So this is going to be another ASMR magazine flip through video. It's a mouthful, I know, but I hope that you enjoy it, especially because this magazine is a special edition. As you can see, we have Ashley Olsen on the front, and then in the back cover we have her sister, Mary Kate. And this magazine is from July of 2004, you guys. So this is almost vintage. I think it has to be 25 years for vintage, but it's right around there, okay? I would have been 11 years old in 2004. 21 years ago. So this is a collector's item. I'm very happy to have it. The Olsen twins are honestly my biggest style icons. If you are ever visiting my channel, you can go look. They are like my banner art. They were at a game. Like, I'm serious about the Olsen twins. I just absolutely love their style, their vibe, the mysteriousness of them, how they have their high-end line and really don't invite people to their fashion shows. You have to like be in the know to be invited. So I completely get their whole vibe and aesthetic. I absolutely love it. But yes, they're just super cool, and I love that they have made their money and then they've kind of pulled themselves out of the public scene and have just been kind of doing their own thing ever since. I completely respect it, But this magazine is obviously 17. July 2004, I feel like it was such a simpler time back in the early 2000s. So I'm really excited to peruse this magazine with you all today. On the cover, we have quite a few things that caught my eye. So we have sweet but flirty fashion inside. We have some summer looks that are coming up, new hairstyles. Summer is right around the corner. Actually, we're in summer. What am I talking about? It's June, so this is very appropriate. Then we have funny dating secrets. Get your best butt. And then it says, Ashley Olsen, we can't do twin movies forever. How to throw a great party. And then it says, missing girl alert. What happened to this college student? So, there's quite a bit going on. Let me see what it says. So for Mary Kate, it says, life after being an Olsen twin. Find the best summer job. Juicy celeb gossip. Your friends will wonder how you got such great scoop. I definitely want that. 186 ways to have fun this summer. You guys, like, I love physical, like, print media. There's something about holding a magazine in your hands. And when I was coming up, I used to get all the magazines. 17, Nylon magazine, Vogue, Teen Vogue. I was all in it, and I would like rip the editorials out because I was so into fashion back then, and I had like a wall full of different editorials and different celebrities. Like, I've always been interested in this kind of stuff, so everything comes full circle, I feel like. But anyway, this is a very special magazine, and it is going to be a collector's item. I did grab it off of eBay with a very, very nice seller. Gave him a fabulous review and hope to order from him again soon. So let's get into the 17 magazine from July of 2004, you guys. Wow. Okay, let's open. Cover girl. Cover girl. I love this like plum color they have. So rich and vibrant still, even like 21 years later. This seller has this magazine in like pristine condition. There is just a little bit of damage right here, but other than that, it's in wonderful condition. What is this? Is this a nail polish? This looks like a nail polish. PacSun. I used to love going into PacSun. And honestly, you guys, I can tell you a little secret because this was back when I was in college and we're many years removed, and I was in a completely different city, so no one's gonna come and get us. But we went to school in a small town, and me and my friends, you know, we were pretty cool. So we thought, going into this PacSun where we had another friend who worked there, and I guess they didn't really do inventory that much, so we could go in there and pretty much have a free-for-all. I'm talking like opening bags, PacSun bags, and just stuffing. So sorry, but we were just like stuffing stuff into these bags that we wanted or we thought was cute, and nothing would happen. Like, there's still some items that I have to this day, like 10 plus years later. So it's kind of crazy. I would never ever do anything like that now at my age. I don't know why we thought that ish was cool. Like, I have anxiety even think about trying to steal something now. The fact that I was doing that is insane. So, but when I saw PacSun, it just reminded me because all of their items were so high priced. There was no way we could afford it, so luckily our friend just let us have it. But that's a secret between you and I, you know. But it's clear lip gloss, Vita Gloss, Bonnie Bell. I remember Bonnie Bell. Wow, this looks to be the table of contents. So let's see. They went over the cover, which we already spoke about. They say that all makeup that was done on the girls on the cover is by Chanel. For Ashley's look, they did a dust of silky bronzing powder in Tundra on the nose, cheeks, and forehead. They lined the upper lashes with automatic liquid eyeliner in black and coat lashes with super curl lengthening mascara in noir. Apply Hydra Base cream lipstick in baby gold to complete the look. So they gave us what the makeup artist did for Ashley, and then for Mary Kate, smooth sheer brilliance and sun-kissed all over your face. Highlight cheeks with powder blush and reflex. Use contour eyeshadow and blue notes for eyes. Thicken lashes with super curl lifting mascara in noir. Finish the look by Glossimer and Barely Fig. And so that it goes also into Ashley had on a Paul and Joe dress, earrings by Yochi, flower clip by Lauren Shear. Mary Kate's top is by Rebecca Taylor, flower clip by Karen's Garden, and then the fashion director was Gina Kelly. Like, imagine being able to say that you styled the Olsons for 17 magazine. Talk about having something big to put on your resume. I remember this stuff. Oh my gosh, I remember this stuff. Like, I feel like I could smell it now. This Garnier Fructis. They use this bottle design and color for a lot of their products. I don't remember using this exact product, but I remember having like it was like the crunchy stuff, like, because we used to scrunch our hair. I forget what that was called, but it was definitely Garnier. You would like wet your hair and then put this gel in and like try to scrunch it. Absolutely crazy. Always came out so crunchy. Oh, and then they always did the daily freebies. I remember this. I always wanted to do it. I never ended up doing it. I wonder if people actually won these little freebies. Let me see what I would have wanted. Look at this camera phone, this flip phone, Samsung. That would have been a big deal in 2004. Ooh. Pair of kitten heels. The kitten heels are so back in style now. It's crazy. Candles. I'd take all of it, honestly. Sally Hansen. They've been around forever. See, people used to write in to 17 and give thoughts on the previous edition that had came out the month before. And then they would let people read the good, the bad, and the ugly about it. Mail. And people, even more mail. I love your magazine, but I was totally disgusted by the real life story about the girl who got pregnant. Who cares? I have one thing to say to girls like her. Keep your legs closed and it won't happen to you. It makes me want to hurl. Girls don't have to have sex to be cool. From now on, I would like to see real issues in 17, not stories about sluts. Oh my gosh. And this is Jenny, 15 years old from Manila, Ohio, and she's saying all of that, wrote this in to 17 magazine, slut shaming. This whole entire paragraph right here would be completely like a cancelable. My mic fell. This right here would be a complete cancelable offense if it was said like now in 2025, because it's completely slut shaming, because she's talking about a girl, I guess they wrote a story in the previous month, who got pregnant, and she saw like, oh, we don't need to be talking about this, it's not a real issue in 17 magazine, close your legs if you don't want to get pregnant. Oh my gosh. And she's supposed to be 15. Wow. Okay, so this one says, no pity here. Oh my gosh, what is happening outside? Okay, hold on, you guys. But yeah, that is just insane of little Jenny to be saying at 15 years of age, slut shaming somebody. Where are your parents, Jenny? So let's read this one. No pity here. I was pretty skeptical when I received the May 17 magazine and saw Misha Barton. Oh my gosh, y'all remember Misha Barton? She was in, I believe it was One Tree Hill, I want to say. But it says, but since all of the previous issues had wonderful articles, I dismissed my cynicism. Oh gosh, she's about to be pity. So this must be like the criticism page, because on this page they were saying how much they loved it. So now this is the criticism. However, I was peeved by the second paragraph of Misha's story. Often her workdays begin around 6 in the morning and go until midnight. Yes, that's 18 hours. Excuse me, why is this remarkable? I get up at 5:45, get to school at 7:30, and get home at 3:40. Then I go to bed at 11:30. While Misha and I both have approximately 18-hour days, she gets paid for doing something she loves, while I spend my hours in school. Misha went to a public school in New York. I go to the best high school in Memphis. The average girl at my school does way more than Misha probably ever did or does now. Next time, you can refrain from making your cover girls seem hardworking when they're really not. Oh my gosh! And again, this is Zena. She's 15 years old from Memphis. Oh my gosh. I don't remember being this cutthroat at 15. Maybe I was. But my gosh. And then like their parents are letting them write in to 17 and say all this stuff. Okay. Alright. I wish I could read all of them, and I will later, but this video would be way too long. Crazy. There's more mail. Wow. People really would write in, like, that's a lost art, writing into different radio stations or magazines. It's a lost art because everything is online now. We don't have, like, I absolutely love thumbing through this. Like, this is like entertainment. Instead of scrolling on the phone, like being able to sit and read a magazine. But the issue with a lot of the magazines now that are out, because I go and look, trust, it's a lot of advertisement. And it's like, yes, there's a lot of advertisement, but the way that it's presented is completely different. And then they have a lot of content in it around the advertisement that you almost forget that it's there. So this is everything. So I'm gonna go back and read absolutely all of this, but I don't want the video to be like 2 hours long. Pantene been around forever. Oh, the fun stuff. I remember this. Fun stuff. The embarrassment blogs. Read what these girls have to say about their most humiliating moments. Oh gosh. Girl talk. My old friends were in town for the holidays, so we got together for a party. Most of us had lost touch during our first year in college, so we had a lot to catch up on. I asked an old friend if he knew the skanky girl who was flirting with all the guys. He said, that's my girlfriend. I said sorry, but was so embarrassed. That is very, very embarrassing. Oh my gosh. So I love how they have the story and then they give you a quick fix. So I read the scenario. They say quick fix. You should have told him you said cranky, not skanky. Well, that could help. It's on you. Well, you might try sharing a real embarrassing moment instead of just admitting how you talk about people behind their backs. Who is giving this commentary? If the name fits, come on, that's not bad. If he's such a good friend, you should have been able to be completely honest with him about his slutty girlfriend. I have literally, I don't know what it is with the word slut. That's a word that we don't really use anymore, I guess, now in 2025. So, like, reading it here so much is almost a little jarring because we're completely progressed from language and slut shaming and any of that. Like, we've progressed so far from in that realm. So then they just give a whole bunch of remarks. Oh gosh. And advice on what to do if you're in a situation like that yourself. Yeah, you should have played it off like nothing happened and hope. Hold up, did I miss something? I think they're having like a conversation. This is very interesting. It's like a text conversation with like different people. Interesting. Okay. More freebies. Oh my gosh. I remember that Nokia phone. You would have to hit every number to text. Oh, a quiz. Oh my god. I used to love doing the quiz. Okay, let's do this. Oh my god. I used to love doing this. Okay. Let me calm down. Do you belong on reality TV? Okay. And it says, we asked Sasha Albert, who cast Real World, to help you figure out if you're the type who belongs on one of these shows. So it says, start here. Making new friends, yearbook photographer, you dumped him. Ham, hide. Okay, so I'm gonna say making new friends. And so, am I open to it or am I closed off? I'm definitely open to it. So I'm gonna come down here. School talent show. Gosh, I get really bad stage fright. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I'm gonna say stage fright and go here. A homecoming weekend. Must be seen because I like getting dressed up and showing out. So I'll do this one. Must be seen. Your car gets hit. Scream at the freak who did it or freak out and get help. I'd say freak out and get help. So it says maybe, which I expected. It says you don't need to be in the spotlight, but drama tends to find you. A must for reality TV to see how you feel about your life being made public. Pretend cameras are following you for the day. If you thrive on it, you may have found a niche. If it's unsettling, you must remain an avid fan. Oh gosh. I remember this. I remember they had fragrance. Y'all, they had so much going for themselves. They had all of their movies like Billboard Dad, Holiday in the Sun, Passport to Paris. Like, they had so many. Then they had their TV show, So Little Time. They had clothes. Like, that is why they don't need to work. They are set, beyond set, for the rest of their lives, and then some. Fashion. Oh, shorts. I love shorts. So what are the best shorts for you? Here's how to pick the right style for your body, and you'll look, feel great. So it says curvy, tall, and then petite. So if you're curvy, they're wanting you to wear some effing, this is a fucking capri. That's not even a short. That's not even a, that's a capri. That's not even a Bermuda short. I feel like a Bermuda short goes here. They've got to be fucking me. And honestly, you can wear whatever short, at whatever size, at whatever body type you want to wear it at, okay? So if you're tall, you can wear these little shorter short shorts, I guess. And then if you're petite, you can wear these kind of more longer-ish, Bermuda short-ish, almost type shorts. And then they give you shoes to pair it with. Oh my gosh. The early 2000s were all about camis. Camis. And we always like to layer. So many layers. So let's see the prices back then. Marshall's 13, Old Navy 15, Tommy Hilfiger 29. So it's kind of comparable to what it is now. Ooh, splurge on this. This designer dress is one of the cutest we've seen, just mixed with cheaper items for a new look. So this is a Juicy Couture dress, this little pink number, $75 from Neiman Marcus. But then you can pair it with some cheaper items. Cute. Summer bargains. Oh my gosh, I remember I had a little fit like this. Seeing these outfits are so nostalgic. I remember these little shell necklaces. Cute. And these little halter tops and the skirts. Oh my gosh, the poncho. Oh my gosh. And then the layering. I told you we did so many layering with the collar outside. Oh my gosh. I remember doing this exact outfit with the Converse and the mini skirt with the leggings underneath. Oh my gosh. And then she has the little bump in her hair. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm going back in time. Like, see, you see how she has the double camisole layered right here? Why do we do so many layers? She has like 1, 2, 3 shirts on. She has like 1, 2 shirts on. Love to layer. That's cute. Perfect brows. My brows are horrible. I manage them as best as I can. One of them is shorter than the other, but it's okay. Look at this blue makeup. I feel like blue looks beautiful on some people. I don't know if I could pull it off. I like the smoky eye and the more neutral tones. But sometimes I like to break out of my shell. I remember we would always have so many hair accessories, clips, little pins, big ass flower in your hair. So there's different products for different hairstyles. And they always made a point of putting ages of the models. That's what I'm realizing. This page is folded a little bit. Fix that. About your toes. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do for myself. Next week when I get paid, I'm going to go get a pedicure. I have probably not stepped inside of a salon, a nail salon, since COVID. And I do my own nails. I'll do like my press-ons, but my toes, I can do that. But sometimes you just need a professional. So I'm gonna get it done at the top of the summer, and I'm gonna, make sure I take care of it. And that's what I'm gonna do for myself. I'm gonna treat myself to a pedicure. Have to. Freaking out. Stress buster. Okay, so I guess Ayurveda is a 5,000-year-old Indian healing system based on the idea that all things, including humans, are made up of space, air, fire, water, and earth. There are 3 combinations called doshas, vata, and pitta. So, dosha, vata, pitta. Okay. Interesting. I've never heard of this. According to this philosophy, your dosha affects your body shape and other traits, like your energy and emotions. Take the quiz in part 1 to find out your type. Then go to part 2 to learn how best to deal with stress. Okay, I can do this. Let's see. Let me get a pen. Actually, I'm not going to write in it because I want to keep it as fresh as possible. There's already a little bit of like glitter or something on here, on this spot. So, physically, am I tall, thin, short, thin, medium and well proportioned, large boned, and curvy? Oh my gosh. I will say for early 2000s, they were very much obsessed with body type and trying to like fit you in to a certain type of body type. So for myself, I feel like I'm pretty well proportioned. So it says your skin tends to be dry and rough and always feels cold. Oily and fair, you always feel hot. Oily and soft and fair, you tend to feel cold. I would say oily, soft, and fair, and I always tend to feel cold for sure. So that's Kappa. So without product, your hair is coarse, frizzy, and curly, or fine, soft, usually has natural red or blonde highlights, shiny, luscious, and wavy. I would say Vada for that one. I'm a mixed bag in here. They're not even going to be able to place me. In gym class, you are very active but have little strength, have good strength, have good energy and some strength, or find exercise exhausting but are pretty strong. I would say I'm Kafka for that one. I really hate to exercise, y'all. I know you need to do it, but I really don't enjoy it that much. But I've been using a walking pad, so you can just walk and watch your shows, so that's been extremely helpful. So it says, emotionally, you are often anxious and insecure, are assertive and hot-tempered, or pretty calm. If you cry, you're quiet about it. My gosh, I feel like I'm a mix of all of them. There's times when I'm anxious and insecure, hot-tempered, and times when I'm calm. I don't know which one to pick. I'm all of them. It says, your hunger is off and on, persistent. Hi, mamas. Hi, beautiful. Okay, guys, so I believe we were here on the test about the emotions, and I was pretty much saying that I feel like I'm all of them. Sometimes I feel anxious, sometimes I'm insecure, sometimes I feel assertive, sometimes I feel hot-tempered, and I feel calm a lot of the times, and sometimes I feel like crying. So I don't understand how this test really is going to help me, but let's continue. I am more of an off and on eater. I tend to eat small amounts in the day. I'm not one to really eat big full meals. Like even when I go to a restaurant, I'll get an appetizer. I rarely get a full meal. I don't know what it is. And then it says your mind is always thinking, sharp and focused, or slow and methodical. I feel like, again, all three. So this is a test that's supposed to help me determine how to best manage my stress. Yet this test, I feel like I'm in all of these different doshas, so I'm not really sure. Let's move on. Real life, my identity was stolen. Oh my gosh. I do remember they always had like real life stories in here. Like, this is true journalism. Like, thank you. So apparently this girl, she was 19. Her name's Angie. She had her wallet stolen one day, and she didn't realize just how much was taken from her. So they basically go through the scene of the crime of when her wallet was stolen from her. You see the car here with the shattered glass. She goes into how she visited a bank, and then she realized that her social security identity had been stolen. My goodness. But if this ever happens to you, you can file a report for identity theft. And I have heard a lot of this happening, especially, unfortunately, like with the older people in our society, because all of these scammers keep sending like different text messages or emails, and they always have a sense of urgency to it. So if you aren't really familiar with like these scammers and the forms that it comes in, you can sometimes get caught up, and it's really, really sad. It's talking about on-the-job manners. Follow these office tips and you'll impress everyone you work with. Office cultures, so like the corporate world. Now, okay, so this was in 2004 where office culture was massive. So 2004, early 2000s. Now in 2025, there's a lot of hybrid work, there's full remote work, so we don't really we're not really in the office that much, so it should be interesting to see what they say. So it says your attitude, you should be cheerful and show initiative and be appreciative. Oh my gosh. How things have changed. Oh my gosh, because everybody hates corporate world, and I just don't feel like you have to go into work and be cheerful and show initiative and be appreciative. Like, I feel like this is a little outdated. This is also saying grab all the opportunities, make it casual. If you're working long hours on a project with a coworker, use the lunch break to get to know her by asking her a little about herself. Say something like, how did you get started in this field? So these are the office don'ts. Don't make personal calls. Well, people do that in my office all day long. Don't flirt. Definitely not supposed to do that. Probably get sent to HR. Don't gossip. I feel like that happens in my office as well. Don't hang out. You look like you're more interested in socializing than working. Oh my gosh. If only they knew what would be happening in offices in 2025. My gosh. And then don't whine. Don't complain about your work and how hard it is and how bad it is. If your coworkers and boss can commend you for staying positive, they'll probably recommend you for potential employees in the future. And I do understand what they're saying by be grateful, be cheerful, show initiative. But nowadays, like post-COVID world, with like corporate working offices, like all of this has kind of been thrown out of the window. Everybody is, honestly, nobody wants to work because they don't feel like, we get this one life and we have to sit in an office, give this company 40 plus hours a week, and it's just like, why? 8 hours of your day, every day. They don't even include your commute. So it's just completely different. So it's very interesting seeing this office etiquette versus like what we actually feel and think about the office culture and corporate world as a whole now in 2025. Ooh. How I got the guy. The best way to any guy's heart is through food. When I think a guy is cool and cute, I ask him what his favorite restaurants are. Then we get to talking, and before I know it, I'm in his arms at one of his favorite spots, eating pizza. And this is from Lesbeth. She is 15 from San Bernardino, California. Okay, Lesbeth. I'm like, this 15-year-old, she sounds so grown. I'm like, I don't think I had my first boyfriend till I was like 16, and she sounds so grown talking about some. Before you know it, I'm on his arm at my favorite pizza spot. Scent of a woman. For an extra flirty touch, I lightly spritz my hair with my favorite body spray. That way, when I stand next to him, he has no choice but to smell my favorites. And this is from Kayla, 15, from Lake in the Hills, Illinois. All these girls are grown, honey. But they were like just slut shaming on the other page, but now they're like talking about how to get to a guy's heart and how to make you smell good to get a guy's attention. Seems a little contradictory. So MapQuest. I ask for directions, and if he knows the place, I ask if he's been there before. As we get into talking, it gets better and better. Soon I realize that I have a new friend, or more. And this is from Sarah, 17, from Indiana. So this one says, good times. Guys love a girl who can smile and have fun, like it's not a chore. I was at the movies with my friends having a great time and showing it. After the movie, a cute guy came up and said I had a nice smile. We've been dating for a year now. That's from Jasmine, 16, from Glen Falls, New York. Such great advice, ladies. How she got me. She was wearing these cute little shoes. They were teeny, and each one had a green flower stuck on it. Since her shoes were really unique and different, they gave me something to talk about when I went up to her. And this is from Alex, 19, from New York. So it's giving like the guy's perspective of what caught his eye. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, so now we have some pre-date rituals. Okay. So I think that I'm going to do this page and then I'm going to cut the video here because I do have to go to an eye appointment, getting new glasses. Yay! So this will be part 1, but I will finish this magazine. It'll be in a part 2, so it won't be so long. But this is Guy's Talk. So his funny pre-date rituals. This is Kyle, 18, St. Louis, Missouri. Getting ready is a 2-hour process, but I lie and tell her it only takes 20 minutes. I have never known of a guy that it takes 2 hours to get ready. I have never, ever, ever in all of my years known a guy that it takes that long to get ready. What are you doing? Like, it has to be the hair, because all you have to do is get in the shower and put your clothes on, unless you're doing like some type of facial regimen, skin routine. You have to like put gel and stuff in your hair and then have it blow dry. Like, I remember Pauly D back in the day on Jersey Shore, like his whole hair routine was very lengthy. So maybe if Kyle is doing a little bit of that, maybe it's 2 hours, but still, you don't need to be taking longer than me to get ready. If I'm waiting on you when we're trying to go out, that's a no-no for me. But let's see what these guys have to say. Ricky, 16, from Toledo, Ohio, says he plays it cool. Sometimes when I get nervous, I fumble my words and say some things I don't want her to know. So before I go on a date, I always sit down and go over what I want to say to the girl. Now the ladies think I'm a real smooth talker. Cameron, 17, from Spring, Texas, says, I always make sure my room is nice and the house is clean, just in case we come back to hang out. I'll also make sure my parents know it's going to be a date so they won't embarrass me. Oh my goodness. So John, 18, from Palmdale, says, I usually put at least 4 sprays of my Tommy Hilfiger cologne on my neck, chest, and abs. I really think it's important to smell good on a date, because whatever she smells, that fragrance on someone else, she'll think how much she misses you. Now, I will say, like, I respond to scents, like, a lot. Like, I love smells, and especially, like, when I'm in love, like, the scent of the man, like, oh my god, like, it's, like, intoxicating. And then if you're wearing, like, a cologne over that, that's, oh my gosh, like, for me, I love the scent of, what is it? Gosh, the Dior one that Johnny Depp is the face for. I love the Sauvage, I think it's called that. And then I really like the Old Spice smell. I really love that as well. But scent, it can do a lot, ladies. So Dan, 19, from Santa Cruz, says, I take a long, hard look at myself and think, this is who you are, and this is what girls long for. Pep talks are an absolute must. You've got to go with total confidence. So Dan's staring in the mirror like, I'm the shit. Okay, let's see. So Colby, 18, from Germantown, Illinois, says, I always wear an undershirt on dates. I sweat a lot. I dance. This keeps my girlfriend's hands from getting soaked. That happened once before and she didn't want to get too close. I also spray my cologne on my chest and wrists. This way when she goes in to kiss my neck, she won't taste all the chemicals, but she'll get a great smell. I wear Fierce from Abercrombie and Fitch, and it seems to go over well. I always get compliments on it. Okay. Oh, so Brett, 22, he's a little bit older for the 17 magazine, you know. I feel like that's a little bit of a age gap, Brett. But he says, Brett, 22, from Boston, Massachusetts, He says, "This is sort of embarrassing, but I actually wear an exfoliating mask on my face when I'm getting ready for a big date. It really makes my skin look clean and refreshed, and I think the girls notice, which is a plus while I'm on the date." Gosh. Okay, so on here, this is the ladies telling us their gimmicks. So let's kind of get into that. So it says, having a face-off. Rebecca, 18, from New York says, "After dressing and getting glammed up, I finish getting ready by having a conversation with myself in front of the mirror. I practice exactly how I'm going to say something, smile, and laugh. I look stupid getting ready, but not during the actual date itself." So she kind of pre-does the date in her mind herself. That could help. So Andrea, 18 from Bel Air, Maryland. Oh, that's near me. She says, "I make sure my safety collar is going to be available when I go on a date. That way, if the date isn't going well, I can call a friend from the bathroom to come bail me out." In my opinion, that's the ultimate preparation for the date. This is so true. You have to be able to have like code words with your friends and be like, if you send an SOS text message to a friend, then that they know they need to call you with some excuse to be able to get you away from this guy and out of this date. Stat. So Elaine, 19, says, and she's from Vernon, Connecticut, "When I'm getting ready, I go and ask everyone in my dorm to tell me how I look." Of course, everyone responds if you look totally fine, but I'm paranoid and wait until people start to give me honest answers that I can really trust. That's when I know how I really look. So she goes fishing for compliments around her dorm and then isn't satisfied until somebody gives her a true response and or criticism, it sounds like. So Alexandria, 18, from Coral Springs, Florida, says, "My roommate and I always listen to Britney Spears' latest CD." Oh my gosh, CD. This is so old. But they put in Britney Spears' latest CD before either of us get ready to go on a date. I'm not really even a fan of hers, but singing along and dancing to her songs while getting ready just puts you in the best mood. In the Zone is a pretty sexy album and makes me feel beautiful and confident. So Britney getting a shout out. Britney was truly at like the peak, in the early 2000s. She could do no wrong. So it's interesting also just seeing them say CD, because it's like we have iPhones now where we have like 65 million songs that we can have in our pocket at any time. So things have certainly changed, but as I promised you all, I am going to stop here. We have yet to get to our ladies, the Olsens. There is still a lot more left in this magazine, but I want to make sure that I take the time that, it deserves as going through it, but I just don't want it to be so prolonged of a video. So I promise I will come back and do a part 2, but for now, I'm going to leave you here. I'll make sure I remember this page, and we will be back again.